Operation Dudula members say they will continue with their protest outside Kalafong Hospital in Tshwane. Now, earlier today, there was a scuffle between Operation Dudula and the EFF. The CEO of the hospital told us on this program last night that Operation Dudula members had been preventing people that they suspect of being foreigners from accessing the hospital. And this has been going on for some weeks now. In fact, it started early in August. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones following developments joining us now. So Pule, so we know that Operation Dudula has been picketing, and this is before the Limpopo MEC for Health said what she said about foreigners clogging up hospitals. Sure. So this predates that. We know that Operation Dudula has got quite a strong anti-foreigner stance, but it seems what they've been doing is stopping people as they arrive at Kalafong Hospital and saying, show us your papers. Are you legitimately in this country? And preventing people. And of course, it's intimidatory. Yeah. There was an interdict obtained last Friday. And then today, the EFF arrived. And the EFF is more sort of Pan-Africanist, saying that we shouldn't be xenophobic and we shouldn't be like this. So talk to me about what happened with the scuffle. I mean, it's like Scuffle City today, yeah, like and yesterday, if we look at Parliament as well. Yeah. What actually happened? What has Operation Dudula told you?
Well, like you said, from one punch to another. Today, when we got there, it was a peaceful picket. A few minutes later, EFF members arrive. They give Operation Dudula members an ultimatum to say, if you don't leave the premises in about 10 minutes, we're going to start something violent. Well, they don't take that very seriously. Then in just about 15 minutes while we're there, sadly, we start seeing a scuffle between the EFF members and Operation Dudula members. A barkeep just came by, stopped by the entrance. Members of the EFF jumped off and started slapping and punching members of Operation Dudula. It was something that happened so quickly. In fact, while that was happening, some of the members of the EFF came to us and told the media to actually move away from there. And they're saying that it is an injustice to say foreign nationals cannot have access to medical care facilities at Kalafong. That's the view the EFF is taking. But of course, Operation Dudula, who have been picketing for about 4 weeks, saying that that is not the case. They're saying only South Africans should receive medical care.
I mean, let's just be clear. Yeah. Our constitution is quite clear. We have to offer primary health care to anyone. Sure. And our health code of conduct says you have to treat someone sure. if they're very ill. So legally, Operation Dudula does not have a leg to stand on.
They don't have a leg to stand on, and perhaps that's why we also saw that court interdict which restricted them from actually picketing or intimidating patients coming there. But what was actually quite concerning is that while members of the SAPS were there, we still continue to see Operation Dudula, telling patients to actually showcase their ID documentation or else they cannot come in. This is something the hospital is quite concerned about. They believe that the SAPS should start taking a forceful reaction from tomorrow if this kind of similar pattern does continue. Perhaps we can just listen to what they had to say to us today early on.
There's one thing that people they must know about Operation Dudula. Operation Dudula is not a vigilante group. It's a peace-loving movement. We're practicing high moral, high discipline. If they can confront us, we'll not fight with them.
Do you think the reason why they wanted you to leave is because your views clash? Obviously, the EFF is of the view that documented foreign nationals should have access to medical care, but of course, Operation Dudula taking a different view to this matter.
My brother, we as Operation Dudula, we doesn't say these people, the foreigners or legal foreigners must not enter the premises. We are saying, as I alluded earlier, that we are saying these people, the management of this institution, they must just enforce their laws. We don't have any problem with people who are coming to get treatment here. But beyond Section 17 of Immigration Act, it says these people, they have to have a medical treatment permit to come here. And then also they must pay. And these people know. We've got information from inside. These people, they don't pay. And these people, they don't produce their required documents.
They've also gone on to say that they're going to open a case against the CEO at Kalafong, accusing him of harbouring illegal foreigners. I mean, do you know if they're going forward with that?
Well, they did say that they opened a case against the CEO of the hospital, but like you said earlier on, Sally, you know, the Refugees Act of South Africa is quite clear that everyone is entitled to medical care facilities in the country as well. Something which the CEO of the hospital also said that was, you know, a funny reaction coming from Operation Dudula. He's of the view that he has done nothing wrong. In fact, has encouraged patients to continue coming to access medical care. While that's also the case, he's also mentioned that he will be discussing with the legal team of the hospital to ensure that they look into this case and if actually it is valid.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to hear from him in just a moment.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the presence of police. So this interdict was acquired by the Gauteng Health Department. The police have been there. Have they been stopping Operation Dudula from demanding papers from people?
Well, from the time when we got there, we saw the police parked just in front of the entrance of the hospital. We didn't see any interaction between members of Operation Dudula and police officials. Therefore, it means that we didn't get in time to actually see if they did stop Operation Dudula members from actually intimidating patients. However, what we saw was that even during the scuffle, there wasn't any sort of intervention from members of the policing public protecting order or to say why are they there. So it begs to actually question whether are they actually aware of the court interdict and whether there was communication between the hospital and police officials regarding the interdict.
So how did the scuffle stop if the police didn't stop it?
Operation Dudula members ran away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way of stopping a fight.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that's the best way of stopping a fight.
Yeah.
Just let's have a listen to what the CEO had to say now.
Look, the allegations are not true. So when we see patients here, based on the need for medical intervention, whether it's an emergency, so we prioritize our patients in that manner. So I cannot really give credence to those allegations. They are not true.
Yeah, so he's basically saying our job is not to be immigration control. Yeah. We're here to treat sick people, right?
People should respect the law, Sally. He's basically saying we treat everyone according to the law. If you come in here, we request for your ID document. If you have it, we treat you. If you don't have it, we kindly ask you to go back home and come back with the ID document. So,
but if it's an emergency, obviously they're not going to wait.
Yeah, so it's a weighty argument against what Operation Dudula claims to be saying that foreign nationals are preferred at first priority than South African patients as well.
Yeah, but the temperature is starting to rise on this one. Very quickly, is it going to continue tomorrow? Is Operation Dudula going to be back? Is the EFF going to be back, or will we have to wait and see?
It will continue tomorrow, as we understand.
All right. Thank you so much for that update. That was our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who was out at Kalafong Hospital today. Now, still to